Today's video, I'm going to show you how to put all the holes in the top plate of the Trammel toy. So let's get started. You can see I have my top plate here, and I just have an image off the side so I can see the dimensions a little bit easier than looking at multiple screens. So let's get started. You can see that I have several different size holes, 0.23, 0.177, 0.191, and I have this oddball over here at 0.20. So let's get started. Now, I could just use a hole command, or in this case, since I know they're all just plain circles, I am just going to do a circle. So I'm going to do a new sketch right on this face. And I'll zoom out a little bit. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to place a bunch of holes and the correct sizes. Then I'll go back and dimension them all. I think that'll be a little quicker. So I'm going to make these holes. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to drag that out. That is supposed to be 0.23. So I'll enter that one. We'll make another hole right here. That is supposed to be 0.177. I'll make another hole, or another circle, I should say. Right here, that's supposed to be 0.177 also. I'll make another one right here. That is supposed to be 0.191. I got my fifth hole, my oddball one. That sits somewhere over here. And that is 0.200. One more to go. I got one down here. And that is 0.230. Another one down here. That's 0.177. Two more, one more down here. That is 0.177. And my last one is down here, and that's 0.191. Okay, so now all my holes have the correct size. Whenever you're placing a hole, you have to have three things: correct size, correct location up and down, correct location left and right. So let's start. We're going to start with this top hole right here. So I'm going to go up to my dimension tool. And I always grab from the center of my hole, and I'm going to grab this edge over here. And that says that is supposed to be 0.375. Let's do all the holes going left and right. So let's grab this hole and this edge. And that says it's supposed to be 1.500. Okay. Let's scroll my sketch down a little bit. My next hole is this one way over here. But actually, I'm going to do these two first. These two are both going to be the same as these up here. See how they line up? So if they're not given, you automatically assume that. So I'm going to go dimension from this hole to this edge. And I'm just going to put it in here. And that's also 3.75. And I'm going to do this hole to that edge. I'm just going to put that right there. And that is 1.50. It does not matter where you're putting these dimensions. I have this hole right here, this oddball hole. So I'm going to do that from this edge. And that hole, if I go to this hole, follow it up, it is 3.375. So 3.375. Okay. Let's go down to these bottom four. And it says these two right here are both supposed to be 2.75. So let's measure that from here to there. And I'm just going to put this one down here. 2.75. And this one also from here to this edge is supposed to be 2.75. Got my last two holes. And if I follow them up, they're supposed to be 3.875, the very farthest holes. So from here to that edge, 3.875. And same thing with this hole. From here to here, that is also supposed to be 3.875. There we go. So now we've located all our holes left and right. We need to locate them up and down. So I'm going to start with the bottom ones. And these bottom two are supposed to be both be 0.375. So from this hole to here, 0.375. This hole to the bottom, again, 0.375, 0.375. The next two holes up are both 1.50. So let's grab both of those from here to the bottom, 1.50. And this one to the bottom, 1.50. My next holes up are these two right here. So from here to the bottom, and I'm going to slide this one over here, those are supposed to be 2.75, 2.75. This one here is also supposed to be from the bottom, 2.75, 2.75. Next, I have this oddball hole from here, from the center of the hole to the bottom. That is supposed to be 2.875, 2.875. I have two more holes to go. You can kind of see which two they are because they're still blue. That means they're not fully constrained yet. So from here to the bottom, and that dimension is 3.875, 3.875. And the last one from here to the bottom, that one is also supposed to be 3.875. Everything is all nice and black, which means everything's fully constrained, which means my sketch is all done. So I'm going to go up here to the check mark. I'll click that. I'm going to go to extrude, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit, make sure I get the circles. So I'm going to grab each of the circles. And you know that you're grabbing the right object because it's turning blue. If by chance you grab this background, you can just double click it again and it will turn it back. So you know you don't want to grab that background. So I'm just grabbing these holes. They're all turning blue. What I'm going to do is I usually tell my kids first before they do this, let's go into isometric views so you can kind of see what's happening. So there it is. So now I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, I'm going to drag it back quite a ways. I know this board is 0.25 wide. I could put in 0.25, but I'm just going to drag it back. And if I look at my front view, there are all my holes.